All right, everybody. I decided today I should do an update on my Dyson Total Clean Origin. Um, Honestly, to me anymore, there's really no point in mentioning that it's a Dyson ball. Dyson doesn't make any uprights now that are non-ball models. So for a little while, Walmart had the ability to sell a Dyson DC-33. I actually owned one. If that's something that you want, you can purchase one refurbished still, I believe. And it's probably going to be blue. They did make a yellow model, and you might be able to pick one of those ones up as well. But they are still available on eBay. You might be able to snag one new, but I've seen them refurbished for probably like $133 or so. So I got this from Walmart for $100. If you didn't know, I posted a video a little while ago of my $100 Dyson, and there are still no Dyson models for sale at Walmart, and I'm wondering if it was just that Dyson was not profitable for Walmart any longer. People were going for Sharks. There's probably at least 8 Shark vacuums for sale. Just uprights. That's not counting their hand vacs. It's not counting any of their other miscellaneous machines, and I was very shocked by some of their units that they have up there now. They just have this huge amount of Sharks, and a lot of them, there are no um boxes. They're sold out. It's just the display, and you kind of have to periodically go on and look to see if they have it. So pulling myself back in, this Dyson has really surprised me. There's love-hate relationships. That's not even the right word. There's a lot of um mixed opinions, I should say, in people who know about Dyson and people who might collect or are in vacuum sales or whatever. And a lot of people do or don't like Dysons. Now, my Dysons that I've owned in the past, they've been decent. Nothing to write home about. I mean, the suction's been really good with them, but they've always lacked in the brush roll department. Well, a few years back, Dyson released the new Dyson ball. It was just called the Dyson ball. It was yellow. I think it was probably $400 or so, and then they made the Dyson Ball Animal 2. Or maybe it was actually the Dyson Ball 2. Yeah, I believe it was the Dyson Ball 2. And they improved a lot of things on it. There wasn't a huge noticeable difference, but they changed a lot with the cleaner head. The motor on it is much bigger, it's much more powerful, and they eliminated those cord guards on the bottom of the vacuum plate. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've mentioned this in my previous video, but they eliminated the guards that used to keep the cord on most vacuums from being run over and sucked up. So you definitely have to keep that in mind when owning this. They still have that self-adjusting floor plate, but they made a lot of improvements over the DC-65, which was a little bit better than the DC-40, I believe, which was a little bit smaller. So that was an improvement, but this is a huge improvement over those previous Dyson ball models. And I really like it. I notice a huge difference. I owned a DC-65. I actually just gave it to my sister, which her whole apartment is carpeted except for the kitchen and bathroom. So I used that when she moved in, and I filled the bin up. I have never in my life filled up a bin even halfway in one vacuuming. That bin was filled to the top, and there was just a little tiny window where there was no dirt filled into the machine or into the bin. Not with this one. That was with my DC-65, and I left that with her. So this is a huge, 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 huge improvement. So today I want to do an under the rug test with this Dyson. Bam. So I've already got it set out. This is the baby powder, and you can see that the baby powder is essentially right or the bottle is essentially right directly across from the machine. I'm going to plug it in. Now, we're not measuring how much it gets up in the bin, because I know some people like to do that, or they do that in the demos and things. This camera actually makes this look way more blue than it is. It's almost purple in person. But you can see the bin was emptied, but there's still remnants and stuff that you just can't get out of the vacuum. They put these fins in Dysons because they want it to not spin the dirt around. They want to keep as much dust stationary inside the vacuum as possible so it doesn't get up into the cyclones, is my thought behind why they do it like that. That's the only sensible thing that I can think of. So this vacuum has been used probably at least 10 times. It's definitely not new anymore. But I will say that a big improvement over my DC65 is the fact that the brush roll window has stayed relatively clean. So again, I'll pull this backwards and show you. The baby powder is still underneath, so it's primarily in that area right there. And talc is not something that you should be vacuuming up in any bagless vacuum, but I've been trying to see what this would do, so we're going to do one pass and see what it can accomplish. So you can hear the brush roll is definitely on. Now notice I don't really see much in there. It might have pulled up some stuff, but we'll see. It does leave a really good grooming line, but I went right along the edge of the carpet, so anything beyond that edge is probably not going to be pulled up. And you can see it did a really good job. I didn't go along that edge. You can see there's the carpet line, there's the powder line, so we'll go over that. See what it gets. Oop. There we go. And there's a little bit of a pile there, or a little bit of a something. But all in all, it did a really good job. And you can see kind of where I'll come up. You can see this line that kind of goes down through. That's because that's where the belt drive is on the Dyson. You can see it right in there. So it leaves that line, and that's kind of right on, if we look. So it's right in this area, if you're keeping your eye on it. And that's like right where the belt line is. So obviously if I continue to go over it, it's going to pull up. From what we've seen so far, it's just going to pull up whatever's left. So I only did one forward and back pass. Technically that counts as 2 because you ran over the same spot more than once. And then another one, but really the only part that overlapped was right in this area, because this was not vacuumed over again right along this edge, but that's because it didn't need it. So people definitely have their opinions, their likes and dislikes about Dysons for sure. But I've got to say, for $100, even the people who don't like Dysons, they really, I think that there would be a curiosity to try one of these out, because Dyson's been around for years. Odds are, even though people don't like Dyson, they aren't going to continue to give them a chance to see if their designs have improved, if their machines have improved, if their quality, their performance, whatever, has been improved. So they're essentially missing out on what the company has improved upon, what they've changed, because they're so strongly opinionated I definitely have opinions about vacuum cleaner companies. However, I'm willing to try what's new. I'm not a big fan of SIBO machines because I just don't see where they make my carpeting or anything look crazy clean. But I'm willing to try the SIBO K3, which I now own. I was willing to try the SIBO Felix, which I now own as well. So there's a lot of people who form their opinion and they stick to it without giving those companies chances that have improved or made new models. So we'll do a quick vacuuming with this. So, I'm going to try and not mess up my carpet lines any. And I want to show you guys, look at the carpet lines that this thing makes in this rug. Very deep carpet lines. You can even see here, like, just how much this machine will stand up the carpet fibers, and then when it rolls over top of it, any machine will crush down good carpet lines, but those carpet lines have to be stood up enough in the first place to be squashed down. Weight is the factor of squishing something down. The ability of the vacuum's cleaning has to do with, brush roll design and how well it's able to make those carpet lines. So you can see, like, just where I rolled over some spots where it just makes very fluffy, nice, big carpet lines, and it makes this carpet look really good. And the Panasonic that I did a test on and did a video on yesterday does not leave carpet lines like this. A lot of it has to do with the new strong brush roll motor. These do have stiff bristles for the brush roll and that suction seal on the bottom, that active base plate that I believe Eureka kind of took. They call it a suction seal. But even the bare floor performance with that sealed suction or the base plate on this machine, the cleaning performance on bare floors is very good too. It gets up all the cat litter. It doesn't snow plow. At least those smaller items. I don't have Cheerios and things on the carpet that you would be able to see. So I'm interested in seeing how good the agitation with this is with some larger items like oatmeal flakes. Ta-da! So now I've got some oatmeal out on the ground. These are just Quaker instant oats. And you can see here there's actually some powder that fell out. I actually just inhaled some because I kind of rubbed the bag back and forth and it kind of made a plume. So back to what I was saying though really quick with people and, they hate Dysons, blah, blah, blah. For what they are, especially this model has really changed my idea I don't think that the cordless Dysons are at this level yet. They probably never will be. They keep making improvements, and it's like, I'm sorry, you're making a new Dyson every year. It's not like you didn't have these ideas tucked in your back pocket. Um, and I'm not going to continue upgrading and owning several Dyson cordless machines. That's something I won't do. I gave my one cordless Dyson away, but there are so many people who they just don't like these Dysons because they think that they break the rules with like vacuum sales, and people are brainwashed into thinking that these are like the best machines out there. Pretty good agitation. It doesn't really shake anything in the front of the machine, but it's pulling things in before it gets to it. And you can even look here on the side shot. So that was pretty impressive. Yeah, I went slow, but not because I didn't think that I don't think anything of one pass cleaning. If you're trying to display like the evenness in cleaning across, that is something that you could definitely use like one pass cleaning in. But really, it means nothing. This vacuum has a centrally located suction port right there, dead center, right there. So not going to make a huge difference. I don't know why the agitation is so strong on the one side. It's possible because of where the bristles kind of spin. I don't know if it has to do with the helix design of the brush rolls, or the brush roll on how it kind of spins. Maybe it's kind of directing the energy of the momentum or the vibration in that direction, but it's definitely not pushing anything away, because you could see the pieces flicking into the side of the vacuum before it even got to it, even on the edge, and definitely in the front too. So I don't think Dyson has ever struggled in the suction or even really the airflow department. It's always been their agitation. And basically what I was trying to say throughout the video is they really improved on that, and they really fixed that. So I really do like this machine. I could see myself keeping it for quite some time. I honestly think that what people had thought years ago, like when the DC07 broke out and people were just loving their Dysons, they obviously didn't really know that much about vacuums because those machines were okay, but those were probably some of the least performance Dysons ever produced. Even the DC-33 is on that level as well. But I think that the craze and everything, Dyson's finally caught up to that hype that maybe people who actually know what they're doing, like they know how to review a product, expectations in a vacuum, this machine actually puts that there now for me. I'm not crazy or anything, but I do think that um the performance has hugely improved even over my DC-65, which was made 5 or 6 years ago, and this is definitely a top quality vacuum and it performs very well. So, thank you guys for watching. Um, Drop a comment down. Let me know what you think. And just keep in mind, like I said, there's been big improvements and lots of changes just in that cleaner head. It makes all the difference in the world for this vacuum. So thanks for watching.